What's good, y'all? This is your Miss JLH, and welcome back to the check-in, where we check in with some of your favorite and known slash unknown local and underground artists you may have never heard of before, or you just need to check in with and see how they're doing. So, welcome Travis Hall to the check-in. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know where you are, where you're from, and what you're about.
Hey, my name is Travis Hall. I'm very happy to be here today. I am from Atlanta, Georgia, and I am a professional opera singer who is releasing my debut soul R&B album this year in
Yeah.
October.
Yes, that's what's up. So, Travis, let's talk a little bit about you transitioning to R&B from being in opera, because I thought that was really interesting that you said that you were in opera. I don't know a lot of black opera singers. That's number one.
Me neither.
Okay, so I thought that was just a me thing. So how did you get into opera? What was the door for that?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I got into R&B. It was a big journey. I wanted to do R&B in when I was younger. I grew up listening to 60s, 70s, 80s music primarily. And then I went to college, and it's mainly classical music. So people were like, "Oh, you have a knack for this," and so I embraced it and fell in love with it a little bit. And then about 3 years, I think, or something during COVID, the spirit, God, the universe, we have many different believers, mentioned to me to release an R&B album. And
Okay.
yeah.
But I guess my thing is like, what? So the school you went to more so focused on classically being classically trained.
Yes, so I would say 90% of college music programs are classical or jazz.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
You have like exceptions like Berkeley and I think it's in Boston, Berkeley College of Music in Boston, but 99% are classical. So musicians either play jazz or they do opera slash classical music.
Wow. So that's a big deal because then I feel like that really prepares you for. So that was, I guess, my next question. Do you feel like being an opera trained singer also coincides with acting, having some sort of acting skills?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think in opera, like musical theater, you can hide behind music and not actually act, especially if you can really sing. Like there are some people who are such great singers that they don't really have to act, like the voice does everything. But yeah, it definitely gave me some acting chops.
Yeah. Do you feel like you brought some of that into your R&B style of music as well?
I do, when I look at my two music videos, they're very like they're filmy. So like there are scripts in the beginning and then we get into the music. And I wonder, I think that does come from the acting I got from opera.
Yeah, I agree because even when I listened to one of your singles, I listened to Fireflies, it definitely gave Broadway. It was
Yeah,
giving me like, okay, this is a show. This,
it's a
you know
show.
what song it made me think of though, because you said it was 90s inspired. It's a
Mhm.
90s inspired style. So I when I listened to that song, I instantly thought of I think the song is called "The Secret Garden" or "In the Secret Garden." But it's that song with Barry White, Quincy Jones.
Ooh, I like that.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
yeah.
Yeah,
Your
that's my.
secret garden.
So the reason why I say your song is like that is because of the way you lay out a story, in the beginning of being in a place with this person and thinking back to a moment. And for me, that song does the same thing, but also yours gives like in the secret garden on the show. And I just like you brought that. that Quincy Jones track to Broadway, I'm just like, this is that song. And I'm
Listen,
like,
on the show. I
okay,
like
this is
that. I
fire.
didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it was
I didn't even
fire.
think of that. I like that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
You better
So
hear it.
where do you get your inspiration? Like where does the music come from?
So, most of my inspiration, I would say, comes from Black American music. So, 60s, 70s, 80s, primarily like soul, funk, jazz, and gospel. Because my mother, I was the youngest person in my family for 12 years. And the cousin above me is like, they're like 10 years above me. And my mother had me at 30, and she was born in 64. So I grew up with her taking me everywhere as a single mom. And so I was only listening to music she liked, which was like Marvin Gaye and Ashford and Simpson and Luther Van, so that's all I was, getting. Because, most people have like a sibling, like they have an older sibling who's listening to the current music, and
Right,
so
right,
they're getting that, but I didn't have that, so
right.
I was in my mom's decade.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, so that's where most of my influence comes from.
I love that. I love that so much. I mean, I think that's a lot of us millennials out here. We really listen, especially if you're like the only child or the oldest. You
Mhm.
listen to a lot of what your mom listened to, or your parents, or whoever adult you're around.
Around,
And
yeah.
yeah, that's where we get it from. So I love that we haven't lost that. And I like that you're holding on to that too. I mean, I know I've been saying lately how important it is for us not to forget our roots and where we come from as concerned. Oh, I don't know what happened. So, uh, how important is it for you to make sure that you remember just the essence of like our history when it comes to music and implementing that in your songs?
It's very important to me. Yeah, it's very important to me, especially because music, especially when it comes to music, because that's what I grew up on, and I think there's such, people love to say Black people created everything, right? And so, even in music, they say we created all genres. And so it's important to me to really study and hone in on our roots of those genres, because I think there's so much history, even when you go back to spirituals and how slaves used them to help them free themselves, or to just make it through the day. I think Black music is important for Black people. I mean, I guess every culture's music is important to them, but it's our music, and so it's at my root. I can't help but love it, love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Quick question. Oh, so back to opera really, really quickly, because that is a genre
Mhm.
that we're not in like that. And I don't know a lot of Black people in that genre or just like a lot of names or anything like that. But like, how important to you do you think representation is for us within that genre?
It's very important. It's a very, I mean, opera is from Italy, so it is a European art form. That's where it started. And I think even today, it's very, I think exoticism rules a lot in opera music. There are a
Mhm.
lot of Caucasians, a lot of Asians, a lot of Hispanics. I like to think, I think Black people are in the minority, especially at a certain percentage of the pyramid in that field. And I think representation is very important. Um, I can only name one Black opera singer who had the voice that they said I had, my type of voice. Um, and that's it. I mean, so to me, there really is no representation, especially for Black men. It's easier for Black women to ascend to a higher level, but it's harder for Black men because when you talk about things like theater, where you're talking about love, to have a Black male lead kissing a white woman or etc. is, I guess, still somewhat of taboo.
Oh
So
wow.
So it's harder for black men to ascend to those roles. It's easier for a black woman because she can be across from a white man as a love interest. So yeah.
That's interesting. Um, for you to say that, just so people are clear, opera is sort of like a play in a sense.
Yeah, so opera, well, theater came first. Musical theater, I think, is a no, musical theater existed. Theater came first with like straight plays, that's your Shakespeare, where people were, and I could be wrong in this, I've never studied, I mean, not explicitly studied history of theater, but there was spoken theater, which was done, they didn't have microphones back in the centuries.
Right.
So people were trained to you have to project in a stadium to the back of a stadium without a microphone. And so opera came along, which was just theater where everything is sung.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So everything in opera is sung. And you have exceptions. So yeah. Which is also done without microphones. So opera is a very primitive art because even today we don't use microphones. So you
Hmm.
have to be in 1,000, it takes like decades of training to be able to go to a 1,000-seat theater and project to the back of the theater without microphones. And
Oh
so that's what I
wow.
like about it. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because I didn't know that. I know in musicals and stuff, microphones are definitely used.
exactly.
So
So they're both physically demanding, but in different ways. In opera, it's like the body is
your instrument.
your full instrument. Whereas in musical theater, usually they incorporate a lot of dance, choreo, so you have a microphone, which helps you be able to do other
Everything.
things, everything else, exactly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right about the way it came as far as theater and the music was incorporated. I'm not 100% for sure either, but I do think you might be right there.
Maybe, maybe.
Possibly. We're gonna double check later.
Listen,
And then I'll just, correct it later.
listen. Don't have them cursing me out.
But no, that's fire. I mean, I do already think that your voice is your musical instrument anyway, because, we have those, I don't want to just say R&B names because there's so many amazing voices out here in the
Yeah.
street. You know what I'm saying? But when you think of a instrumental voice of a Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston,
She's my favorite singer. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like those are certain people we think that music is their voice is their instrument. Even Billie Holiday, but you also don't think about all the years of that type of singing weighing on your voice. So, as a singer, what are some things that or advice you can give to like hone that instrument of yours and to use it? Continue using it down the line, or is there just really nothing you can do after your vocal cords are just like torn to shreds all those years?
Uh, well, wear and tear is normal because it's an instrument, and wear and tear happens. That's natural. In opera, it's very demanding. So we don't like if you professional opera singers don't sing 5 nights a week. They don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you can't do that. You can't do that.
Broadway.
Right. So in opera, you don't sing all the time. You take days off. Your shows are spaced apart.
Okay.
Because you can't, because that's not healthy. Right.
Yeah.
So one, you need good technique, and two, you shouldn't be singing a lot. So the reason that pop singers, so in opera, if you were a tenor, we would say a tenor's voice matures in their 40s, 30s, 40s, right? That's how we think of the voice. Like people sing into their 60s depending on the voice, and that's normal. So longevity, if you have good technique, is a normal thing. In pop and musical theater, there's a lot of wear and tear because there's overwork, I think. So if you're singing 5 nights a week every week, That's why I think musical theater singers, the quality of their voice goes down really quickly because
Mm.
it's too much. You're over singing. The same with pop singers. Going on world tours, singing night after night after night. That's why their voices have so many injuries, burn
Yeah.
out so quickly because you shouldn't be. Like, I think even Whitney Houston, I think Whitney developed vocal nodules on the Bodyguard tour. I could be wrong, but one of her major tours in, I think it was the Bodyguard tour in the '90s. She developed nodules, and so like doing all of those, flying here, flying there, singing, 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 is gonna lead to injury.
So what you out here doing to protect yourself?
Well,
Miss
um, well,
B.
luckily I don't have that many gigs yet. Luckily, I'm not really working, so. But I guess, well, listen, so I don't have that problem yet, but I'm assuming I'll probably have clauses. I mean, with my manager and whatever, like I need to have, and a lot of opera singers do that back in the day. Like I need this many months of work and this many months of rest, or this much time between shows. And so I guess I'll do that because I mean, I can't burn my voice. Money ain't that important to me.
Yeah, because I mean, has your voice? You're not at that age of your voice. Are you a tenor? Are you?
I'm a tenor.
Yeah. So you ain't hit that age yet.
I haven't hit that age yet. Yeah.
So
Which means that my voice is going to get warmer and darker in the opera sense. As you age, your voice gets darker and heavier and, with good technique at least. And it gets stronger and, yeah, bigger, naturally with age.
so as you practice, are you practicing more with the R&B style, or is the practice just like anything goes type of vibe?
It's classical. Because that's my root, that's my regiment. So I practice or I vocalize every day. I come in and I vocalize to work on my personal technical issues and to fine tune my voice and keep growing through the classical way. And then I just kind of take my R&B songs apart and try to, I guess it's mainly, because to me, pop is kind of musical theater. I mean, they're different styles, obviously, but they're basically just built. I mean, they're more chesty, belting, less vibrato. So they're similar stylistically. So because I have my album release show, I don't think I said that, on October 22nd. Come out if you're in Atlanta. Come out and see that. Right now, I'm really, really working on my pop songs, my R&B songs. So I'm breaking them apart a lot.
How is your stage presence different in this genre in R&B than when doing opera?
That's well, in opera, I'm playing a character. So they sent me a score, and then my job is I do the character development if it comes from if it's from a book or from something, and I'm supposed to show up as the character. So I'm acting. I mean, I'm acting on stage in my R&B music. I don't really do that. As much, I mean, I don't do that. Because I wrote the songs from a personal place. I experienced the actual heartbreak. Fireflies, for example, is written about my ex and I when we met, because there was a moment where there were fireflies everywhere. So these are real stories. So I try to show up more so as vulnerable and really connect to the moment that I wrote the songs and connect to the lyrics and really put myself, I guess that's still acting. It's just song by song, I guess. I'm really trying uh, to emote the song itself, the feeling, the rejection, the sadness, the happiness of the particular song.
Yeah, I was just thinking because I just thought that was interesting that you said that. Because so often I tell people that you really cannot separate the music and the art
Hmm.
because so often the artist is reflecting from their own experience. However, there moments and those times where the artist is just acting. Because I do feel like you do have those certain artists who are just performing and they're just on stage and not being anything else. But then when they come off stage, it's not like that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So, one of the people that I like to think of who's kind of like that is Lady Gaga. It reminds me of
Mm,
someone who's just always performing. And then when she's not, she's not. So, is that something that you think that you do, that you think is possible, separating the art from the music or anything of that nature?
I think you can. I agree with you. I think I tell people all the time you have, I don't know, and people argue, I debate with friends about this all the time. But I think an artist is something different than a performer. I think there are
Hmm.
a lot of people, I don't know, and I really don't have a definition. Maybe I should sit and really, really bang that
Because
out.
you think that.
Because even like a singer, like I think, I don't know, and maybe because I'm very specialist driven, but I feel like, for instance, you have people who sing at open mic nights, right? Jam sessions, and they're great singers, amazing singers, like singers. So they cover songs, but they have no personal identity, which
Okay.
I think makes an artist. So to be an artist, you don't have to have the best voice. You don't, you may have your own special set of skills. There are some artists that I love for their writing. It's like, oh, you're writing. So when I listen to them, I'm not listening for a Whitney voice. I'm listening for the way they tell stories, maybe how honest they sound. Then there are certain artists that I listen to and I'm like, wow, the voice. So it's like,
Hmm.
um,
Oh, you
or,
mean like them to be a performer? I can agree with. I think I can agree with that. I can see what you're saying. I
or do you mean like performer? I mean, I think you know a performer when you see a performer.
feel I'm picking up with you what you're putting down.
What I'm talking about? I don't know. It's hard to explain.
What you're putting down because when I think of all, so okay, not to name names, but I'm gonna
Break it
anyway.
down.
I name names.
I'll
When
say
I
it.
like with your analogy or you saying there's a difference between artist and performer. When I think of this, I think of like a Summer. Like to me, Summer Walker is an artist, amazing voice, amazing songwriter. She's very talented in that level, but performer, not so much. Now I know that homegirl, be having anxiety and stuff like that.
Oh,
Still, performer is not really her thing to me. Still.
I mean, and that's the thing too with every artist. I think it's intricate because you don't know. We don't know like what is their camp or what do they want to do. Like, I'm the kind of person you won't see me. You may see me doing choreography one day. I can't say that because I have some things in mind. But I'm primarily here to serve who I am as an artist. I'm a storyteller. I'm a songwriter. I mean, those are primarily it. I'm a storyteller. So when I get up on stage, my goal is to take you on a journey, music, and I'm a composer. I'm a writer musically. So I want to take you on a musical journey. I want the chords and the strings and the horns and the lyrics to transport you somewhere else. It's not to get up for me as an artist and like do all the stuff, talking
I
about.
I feel you. But I think you don't have to even do that to be an artist because there are artists who don't dance. You know what I'm
Oh, a
saying?
lot of artists. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um the only reason I'm not adding Mariah in there, I add Mariah in here as a performer, but I don't want to add Mariah in there as a performer because she's not really a performer. But also she is a performer because she's had her moments. It's just that now Mariah is different than 20-year-old Mariah, you know what I'm saying? So maybe the people won't feel me. But But Mariah used to put on, okay? You really
I
used to
love. Listen, Mariah has
perform.
done more than 99% of the industry,
Yes.
and
You really
and you
performing.
can never take that away from her. I
No,
mean,
no.
yeah.
Now has made her coins and she come out when she want to come out. So I feel what she's giving now. But I think that back in the day Mariah was giving, okay? Like she gave. And even like a Jasmine Sullivan, she doesn't do all the she's not a Beyonce. But if you've ever seen her perform, oh baby, you're getting
But it's it's hard. I mean, and I think some people, and I think performers are born. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know
I
because I
can
think it's a gift. I think some people can perform. Some people can really grab a room. Um, because, like you said, Jasmine doesn't have to do anything.
yeah, yeah. It's really about feeling the music for me because
Mm.
I don't know. Some of the new girlies, like I said, I'm not gonna name names, but some girlies or some new people don't really be having the emotion for me or be really feeling it. And you even believe your lyrics? Do you even believe your own
Really?
music?
Well, that's deep.
Believed you when you put out the record, but now not so much watching you perform it.
But that's the thing with artist development. They've done away with artist development. Because back in the day, all those artists went through artist development.
Yeah. So how do you as a new artist,
Oh.
develop yourself if that's not in the cards for the budget?
So I was talking to my music director about this. I think I didn't have the traditional ways of developing, right? I didn't grow up singing in church, which I think is the training ground. And I didn't like do the circuit with jam sessions every week and, getting up to sing covers. I didn't do that. So my training wasn't my operatic degrees, having to learn songs, having to get up, having to act, having to, so that was primarily my development, vocally especially. Um, Writing, I think, um, and then I took some courses in college, like a jazz theory course, which helped me with chords. But so I think I got developed from mainly academic places and studying through study. Um, but and through listening. I think when you listen to great music, like I think because this album are the songs on this album are literally the first 8 songs I've ever written.
Okay.
So I've only been writing 3 years. So I didn't. But I listen to great music. I study great music. I know great songs with great lyrics, and I think um, when you listen to great stuff, you make great stuff. I
Yeah,
think what you put in is what you get out. And I think if you're putting in references that are great, you will get great things, hopefully, out of it.
absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree. Do you feel like it's been tough for you to switch genres the way that you have or to really hone in on R&B the way that you have?
Yeah, it's been challenging for me because just wanting to make sure that I really um do it, and that the songs are convincing and that they fit into the genre was a big fear of mine when I was writing the songs. But when I listen to them, they're definitely R&B songs and soul songs, so I know that I did that well. I think the biggest journey was just making sure I didn't sacrifice vocally a lot of my uniqueness to sound like a cookie cutter R&B singer, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think what I love about the past is if you listen to the gamut of singers from the 70s and 60s, they all sound different in the same genre, the same style. Even in the 90s, Escape doesn't sound like In Vogue, who doesn't sound like TLC, who doesn't sound like SWV, who doesn't sound like Black, who doesn't sound like whoever the other groups are. It's a lot of groups.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
But
totally Yeah. I love, what I do love about this is that you said you wanted to stick to the R&B, wanted to make sure that it was R&B, but I don't think that like that should be like a main concern, because when I think of our music or black music or however you want to label it, I feel like there's that genre, the genre of R&B, the genre of hip hop or whatever, and then you have your subcategories of everything underneath it,
Underneath.
because it could be whatever you want it to be, and it's your music, you're the artist, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
And what I do love about your style is, yes, it's R&B, yes, you can hear elements of like past styles and everything, but you also hear the elements of the classical side of
yeah.
theater. And I love that because I'm a theater kid, low key, high
Come
key.
on. Come on, theater.
Now I never done theater, you feel me? But I love me the theater. My mom
Listen.
had me watching theater at a very young age, and I've been obsessed ever since. Okay, Little Shop of Horrors was my
Come
shit.
on, Little Shop of Horrors. She said, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, listen.
Listen.
Oh, I just love Broadway. I love musicals. I love theater. And I think that you have like that voice for it, but also like with Fireflies, I did heard like Tony, Emmy, Grammy in that song. Like it was like
My goal is an EGOT, and so I'm gonna
it
have one.
was giving. Like I can hear it. That was a really good
Thank
tune.
you.
I love that tune. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
So I'm just like, I don't want you to focus on genre. Just create.
She said, just create. Thank
Create.
you. I mean, and I appreciate that because I'm already writing for the second album,
That's
um, which is slated for release. I can't say exactly, but yeah, I that I'll stick to that because
what
it makes my music unique, which I think is a good thing.
I totally agree. So let's talk a little bit about the album. Let's dive into it. What has been the creative process for it? How many songs can we look forward to? Are you going to be one of those artists that piss me off and only give us the EP and give us 8? What's up?
So it actually is a short album. It's only 8 songs.
Oh,
Don't
so
kill me, but it's a good 8. It's a good 8.
okay.
So the process was what was the process? So the spirit told me to work on an album. The spirit, the universe, God, we believe. And so I started making melodies. I would wake up every day and just create melodies. I would turn my phone on to record and just sing things a cappella. My first recordings eventually turned into Fireflies and A Day, which are the first 2 songs I wrote. Then I went to college for my master's. In my first semester, I took jazz theory, which taught me jazz chords and progressions and a whole bunch of other stuff. So then I would sit down with those melodies and just add chords to the melodies.
Wow.
The chords that felt right. And in that process, the melody probably would change a little bit here and all of those things. And then that fall of 2022, late fall, I met Maxwell Estes, who was the music director and pianist of the album. And so I would write my charts, my lead sheets. I would write all my chords down. And then I met him, and I had him come in, and he would play the charts that I wrote as an arranger. And I would sing along, and he would play the charts. And I was able to hear, oh, this is how it actually sounds. And then I would probably be like, I don't like this chord. I don't, go back and rewrite. And so in that process, a lot of times I would tell him, oh, I can hear this song is just going to have bass and strings, or this song is going to have acoustic guitar, piano. So I was producing while we were having those sessions. Then I would go out and hire musicians for a live band, and we would first record the rhythm section. So I would demo the songs with Mattiak, have the band record. Then, I would go back and redo my lead vocal, add backgrounds after we had our rhythm section. And then I may hear, oh, this song needs strings. This song needs whatever. and then I would produce in that way and add it to the song. Maybe go back again, redo the vocal. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and yeah, and that was the
So
process.
you're songwriting and you're producing this album.
Yes, I produced the entire album. I wrote the entire album. I performed the entire album. I also did arrangements on the album.
Wow, that's insane. That's insane. That's many and insanity. How do you feel? That's amazing.
Thank you. I mean, I feel good about it. I feel exhausted. I tell people this album is a child, is like my child, and I feel like I was pregnant for 3 years, and I'm finally ready to just let it out into the world.
I love that. Can you see yourself dabbling in any more genres aside from R&B?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, aside from R&B, yeah. I mean, I think I can write anything. I have on my Spotify. There's a song called "Honey." I guess it's R&B.
No,
It's
that
like
show, that song was fire. Did you write that?
I did.
I so that and Fireflies is in my playlist for this month. So
Honey is so I wrote Honey, co-wrote Honey last summer, and I vocal produced it. And
cute,
actually, huh?
so cute, such a bop.
It's such a cute song. So I tell people I can write anything.
Oh,
I
you
want to write for other artists. I'm like, I'm waiting for. I actually just wrote a hook for a hip hop song for an Atlanta based rapper. He reached out to me and he said, "Hey, I have this song. The verses are done. I need help writing the hook." So I wrote the entire chorus of the song, and then wrote it and demoed it, top lined it, and then another artist performed it. So I mean, I can write anything. I'm just waiting for people to send me stuff to write too.
yeah, you gotta put yourself out there more. Well,
Yeah,
hopefully this is definitely part of it because you
yeah.
definitely are in your right. Because I was like, so was Honey something that he wrote? Because I don't know.
Sure
And when
did last summer,
I
summer
get it
of
credit,
24.
so but it was good.
I'm glad
Definitely
you love it. Honey,
love.
I think is a hit.
I agree.
Honey is a
I
hit.
totally agree.
Yeah.
So
I just can't push it with my money because it's not I have to delegate my money to my songs. Does that
and
make sense? But if I had the spare money, I would definitely be running Honey up the
I feel that.
because it is a hit, and I think we definitely have a hit. It's just whenever we choose to really put some budget behind it.
I totally agree with that. Totally agree. Well, your song, your music is definitely on my playlist for the month, and I'm loving it. It's fire. I'm definitely over here jamming. So thank you
Oh,
so
thank you.
much.
That means a lot.
Thank you. So, but what other genres were you interested in? I think.
So on the first album, I was supposed to have a gospel song. I started writing it. It kind of has the Clark sisters vibe. I didn't finish it.
I can hear you in.
Um, you said what?
I can hear you in gospel.
Yeah, with the gospel. Apparently, people say my songs sound like they got some gospel influence. I was like, oh, I didn't know, but okay. So yeah, I could gospel. I would be interested in writing some rock songs. That maybe melodies for rock songs. Country, but I feel like everyone's doing country. I don't really want to, maybe not, because everybody's doing country. But hip hop, I do want to do more R and hip hop R&B, more hip hop. I would love to write hooks for hip hop songs. Like people used to do back in the day, where you have the hard rapper and then a more melodic chorus. Um, anything. A musical. I want to turn my album into a musical. That's on my list.
Oh, cause you can.
Yeah, that's on my list. I just gotta find the right writer or librettist, or like lyricist, to help me convert the story over and develop the characters and do all of that. So that's on my list to get a Tony. And I want to write for films too. I want to write for soundtracks. You know,
And I hear that too. Oh my gosh, I heard it too. I'm
all
so
the
glad
things.
myself are my goals for you.
Listen, I'm
We
listening. I promise.
You're gonna be it. I can see that for you because the music was giving like, okay, this could be in a show, this could be in a movie, this could do this, this could do like, yeah, You sound like you're right on the right track. So I
Thank
can't wait
you.
to see that for real.
Thank you.
That Tony's coming. I'm speaking that
That
into it.
Tony is that Tony is on the way.
That Tony is around
And
the
you
corner.
know, I'm doing a Grammy run this year.
What? Yes.
So I submitted Fireflies and A Day, my first two singles
I'm
for
so glad you submitted Fireflies.
everybody loves Fireflies. Oh my God. People
it's
love that song.
it's
It's so
so
interesting.
beautiful. Like it's just so beautiful. It's a great song.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you love
You got this. I'm gonna be looking out for you for sure. And when we circle back to you on that Tony stage, I'm gonna be like, "What I say?"
it. I told you we are gonna get that time. I'm gonna have to give you I'm gonna make sure you get some free front row tickets.
Listen, I just honestly wanted a card to be like, "We did it." With Kamala, we did it.
Listen, he said I told him.
Yes, for sure. So, okay, what kind of I did want to ask you this question real quick before we
Hmm.
get out of here. Now, the people have been talking online, especially musicians, about the algorithms and not being able to reach the people like that. I feel like my algorithms are doing just fine, but
Listen,
because you gotta set it up to what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? And I know what I want to see. So I
listen.
see new artists and I listen to new artists and new music out of nowhere. You know, you came across my timeline because I followed another artist that I'd never heard of before or whatever. So that was really dope. And I love that we connected on that level. So
Hmm.
I mean, what do you think is the problem with social media or the algorithms connecting with artists and their fans?
I don't know. I agree with you. Like I'm very big on I don't click on everything, so I kind of know what's gonna pop up on my timeline because I only click on specific things. But in terms of releasing music, honestly, I can't say any bad things. I think like for instance, I released the visual for A Day and I posted it on Thread Saturday and I got 800 likes and shares. You know, so people see it. Um, I just I think people have to make. Not saying I am, but I think maybe one of the biggest problems is everyone's trying to do the same things, and when you're trying to do the same thing, you don't stick out of the algorithm. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know, but I'm not sure if I'm necessarily having a problem with it. I think I'm attracting like-minded people and people who are looking for something different.
And I love that, and that's beautiful. I like your take on that because you said 800 shares, and to somebody that's like, "Oh, I only had 800 shares," but you're like, "No, I had 800 likes and shares. That's like a big deal."
That's a huge deal. I'm like, I ain't putting no money behind it. I just posted the video, and I was like,
That's a huge deal. But to some people, that's like not a lot to them. You know what I'm saying? Like that, they want the millions, they want the
oh, I
thousands.
don't. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for like-minded energies, and I'm like
Mm,
that in everything. Like even when I go to networking events, if the energy ain't right, I don't care who you. I don't care who you.
oh, I love that
If the
so.
energy ain't right, and I think that's the problem with people. People find them. I think the reason why I meet so many people who have negative stories about their experience in the industry or here and there is that they ignore energy and they're chasing, they align themselves with people that their energies don't mix with, chasing fame, chasing a check, chasing things that the material gains. And if you're chasing that, you're always going to find yourself in negative places, I think, personally.
And you better speak on it. And on that note, what advice can you give future artists out here looking to get into the music industry or just into music at all?
Be who you are, study, learn, go to college, take a class, know about your craft because having craft makes you versatile and it makes you better, I think, personally.
whoa, I love that. I love that. So I like to do a little musical game at the end of my show.
A game?
Yes. I like to ask a couple of questions to see, but let's I'm gonna give you something easy really quickly,
Okay.
okay? So
Okay.
really a quick game of like this or that, okay?
Okay.
So one has to so Michael Jackson or Prince, one has to go.
Oh, Michael. Michael.
Oh wow.
I probably like the same amount of songs
Okay.
from both. So I'm like, do I need? Maybe
I
I shouldn't
know.
say that. Michael. Only because I love Adore by Prince. Love Adore. And I love Adore by Prince. I love Adore by Prince. I think that's a great song.
Okay. I love that. When Doves Cry is
That one
probably
too. I
my
was like, I
favorite
know there's
Prince.
another one I really love. Yeah. Love When Doves Cry and I love Adore.
But also Diamond Rose does it for me. Oh my God. I just be
Listen,
wanting to cry.
listen. Both great entertainers and musicians.
Yeah. So I would definitely check on Michael too, but that's just me.
Don't tell anybody.
No, don't tell nobody. Okay, now hopefully you know this one, okay? Who is the black man that created gospel?
Who is the black man that created gospel?
His name is Thomas A. Dorsey.
Oh, oh.
Okay. It's okay. No one's I'm not
Me
judging
take
you. It's
notes.
okay.
Thomas A. Is it the letter A or AYE?
Oh no, A, the letter
Okay, so
A, and
Thomas
then
A. Dorsey. Why? Okay.
Dorsey. Yes, he's father of gospel music, having pioneered the modern sound by blending blues and jazz with Christian praise music in the 1920s and
Tell me something today.
I mean, kind of the guy that put Mahalia Jackson on.
Yes, the
You
singer
could say that. Yeah, he's the reason. Actually, you can kind of say he was the Kirk
of the
Franklin of
time.
his day.
Kirk Franklin in the 20s.
Yes, because it was actually he tried to do his own gospel music, but people wasn't messing with it for real because they said it was a little bit too funky. He was doing a
Too
bit
much.
too much out here. Yeah, they was like, nah,
We don't want it.
this ain't what the spirit
Listen.
wants. He's sprinkling on it, and then that's when he was like,
Okay.
all
He
right,
said,
I
"Oh, I
got
got something. I got something hot now."
yeah, I got something for the people. So yeah, I love that. All right, so another this or that,
Okay.
okay? We're gonna do which one would you choose? The OJs or the Temptations?
The OJs, what they do? They have Smile on Your Face, and then the OJs gave us Bill, Biv, and DeVoe, I believe, later. And I love,
No way.
yeah, because I think a member of Bill, Biv, and DeVoe is somehow related to the OJs, the son of somebody or something like that, or a member, right?
Oh, you mean no. You're talking are you talking about LS like Gerald Levert's thing?
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah, not Bill Bidwell. It's LS was it LSG? What they call? It's Levert.
Oh, maybe I looked
Who
that
was
up.
Levert
Oh, never mind. Bill, Biv, and DeVoe is a spinoff. Oh, I'm thinking about
from
the group Levert.
uh, you that's what they
Is
were
it?
called.
Yeah, think about the group Levert.
I don't know. It was like Gerald Levert's son was in it and some other people, but I don't know what their
Yeah, I
name
think it's the group
was.
Levert because they have Casanova.
Yes,
Yep.
Casanova.
Something never been friends or something like that.
Yeah,
Some
it
never been
was
friends.
called. I thought the group was called L
There is a
something.
LTD. They have
LTD.
love ballad, and what we have is much more than they can see.
Yeah, yeah, but I wasn't think. But did they break off from him? Was that a break in that group too?
I do not think so.
Oh, look at us looking at
It
Black
is.
History on the.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't think so. And what we have
Okay,
is much more than they can see. That's my jam.
that's oof, that's my song. Okay, who you killing? Not killing off. Who you? Who you check?
Oh, the Temptations. I mean, I'm choosing the OJs.
Oh, okay, okay. That's beautiful. I love that. I think I would that's a
It is. Most
hard
people
one
love
for
I
me.
mean, the Temptations have all the hit. I mean, it's really hard because they're both great.
They are both great, but my thing is I just literally got into David Ruffin and I didn't realize how amazing David
He is.
Ruffin
He's amazing.
is until just now. So this is a little tough
Yeah.
for me, but I think I am going to choose the OJs too, only because I think I might mess with their songs
A
just
little
a
bit more.
tad bit. They're a little bit more newer
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me.
The Temptations.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that hurts my heart though.
Oh.
Okay, one more this or that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, so okay, this one is I don't know how hard this one is. Anyway, but we're gonna do Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Parliament.
Oh. I'm gonna have to. Ooh, wait. Hold on, because I think Parliament is not just knee deep. She was totally deep when she had a break with me. Let me see.
Mhm.
There's knee deep. I gotta look it up. Oh no, that's funkadelic. That's funkadelic. Hold on. I gotta do
Just
research. Parliament top song. Do some research real quick. Oh
they
no no
didn't
no
do
no!
that
I gotta
song.
go with Parliament because they got flashlight. Da, 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 dee,
Yeah,
da, 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 da. That's my jam. I'm sorry,
yeah.
but flashlight. Boom 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 boom
Man,
boom 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 boom. That's the bass line. Boom boom
yeah.
boom 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 boom. So flashlight alone is
That's
flash. I'm never giving a flashlight. That bass line, the bass line and flashlight. Boom 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 boom
I will
boom
agree.
boom 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 boom. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. If you didn't have Parliament, you would miss out on a lot of great sound of the '90s as well. I
Yeah,
think so.
agreed.
I agree. Yeah, but also Earth, Wind, and
Oh,
Fire.
I
I
love them. A lot of
mean,
people say my songs give them Earth, Wind, and Fire, which is interesting.
I
Because
can
I
see
don't
that.
listen to a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire. I know they're classics, but I don't really listen to them a lot. So it's always interesting to hear the artist people name that my songs sound like to them. Because I'm like, oh, I don't even really listen to this person, but how
Oh, wow.
they I don't know it's how they'll come through. You know.
Well, now you gotta go listen to some Earth,
I
Wind, and
was
Fire
listening
for
to
real.
their album, darn it, Faces. I was listening to the album
Okay.
Faces earlier today because I don't want to say what I'm doing on my second album, but I've been studying a lot of artists or albums. So I was actually studying their 1981 album, I think Faces. Is it called Faces? I think it was Faces this morning.
That's what I was actually going to ask you. How often do you take a dive deep into older
Oh,
genre or just
that's all I listen to. I
okay,
don't
cool.
I rarely listen to any artist after 2010. Like
Wow,
I
wow, wow.
literally every day I listen to only 60s, 70s, and 80 artists. Like that's all I listen to.
That's that's
So
so
I'm literally
fire. That's so
stuck in 3 decades of music. So like I get excited and I'm like, oh my God, a new LaBelle song or a new such and such song. I don't know. There's a feeling, those decades have, there's a feeling that you don't find in today's music. And I think
Yeah,
because they had live musicians, people who have a soul, sitting down, physically touching something, and playing and expressing their souls in real time communally is, even the Bible, if people believe in that, says where two or three are gathered. So they had two or three and more gathered together to express emotions and feelings. Those vibrations create something. And that's why even for
absolutely.
my songs, when I said when I do my album, I want to have all live instruments. Every instrument on my album is played by a real person. And
I
they're all
love that.
real.
I love.
So
I love
yeah.
that. No, that's my favorite thing about music. Being able to hone in on what type of sounds this artist may have used. Making sure it's not all generic or
Hmm.
whatever. But I like certain artists like PJ Morton. I don't know if you
Yeah,
listen to him. Oh my
amazing. A lot of he has to me
yeah,
he has a lot of Stevie Wonder influence. I can't say what he has influence on because
right.
I haven't really watched him or studied him. But when I hear him, I hear
Mm.
Stevie. A lot of Stevie.
It's very coded. Another good one. I try not to give white people a lot of props, but Alan Stone is
I don't
another
know
one
Alan
who.
Stone.
Oh my God, that white man
Uh,
can sing.
do I know?
I call him Stevie,
You call him Stevie,
White Stevie.
brown-eyed lover. Oh, I need to look up Alan Stone.
Listen to him. He is chef's kiss. Okay, he be
But
doing
look,
it. You got
that's
to.
what I miss about the old music too, because white people, you can tell when people are appropriating culture, which I do think is very common today, because I think there's too much access, and with access comes gatekeeping diminishes, right? So I think you have a lot of white people. Everyone does the same runs from TikTok because everybody watches the same videos and thinks the same videos are amazing, and so they study the same stuff. So I think you get a lot of karaoke. Whereas back in the day, you had white people who you can tell really studied,
Loved it. Loved the
and
music.
right, because you have Tina Marie, you have Michael McDonald, you have just so many great Hall and Oates. I
No,
mean,
yeah,
Hall and Oates. I mean, you have so many great Sarah Smile. You have so many white
yeah,
people who are really average white band. You have so many people who were like white people who were in the culture of black music. And yeah, so
yeah.
I'll check him out, Alan
And
Stone.
really, yeah, definitely check them out. Oh, Travis, it was so great talking to you so much. But it was great speaking to you
Agreed.
today. I enjoyed it. So, is there anything that you want to tell us that you have coming up? Want to tell the people that they should look out for? Let them know.
My album release show is on pre-sale right now. It'll be on October 22nd at Center Stage in Atlanta. It'll be a beautiful night of music with a 16-piece band for only $15 right now. You can't beat that. So come out and see the album release concert. And uh, yeah, my two singles, A Day in Fireflies, are also up for Grammy consideration.
Yes. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the check in. I want to thank you, Travis, for coming on the check in, and I will see y'all in the next episode. All right, y'all. Peace.